Hello! This is the second of 10 videos describing the composition and some of the little musical tidbits of One Fold, One Shepherd. This one is movement 2, Behold, I Come Unto My Own. So, as a backdrop, hopefully you've watched the first video that I've released about this, but in this work, this movement, Mormon now turns to the narrative in question. 3 Nephi chapter 1. This contains the story of the birth of Jesus Christ, perceived by people in the American continent. And when I went to write this, I keep in mind the original version was piano and a few solo instruments, and not the full orchestra version that you're going to hear in the album recording, the official one. And so I thought, well, I want to keep the theme of faith going in the French horn. So I kept the horn. And as I was thinking about how to tell this story, I happened across a recording of a choir singing a Bach chorale. Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, German composer from the 1700s. And he arranged a hymn tune and text from the Lutheran faith called Nun komm der Heiden Heiland, which means Now Come Savior of the Gentiles. And it's a song for Advent, people waiting for Christmas, and the text is, Now come Savior, so that you can show, basically, we're waiting for you to come. And I was very touched by this work. It goes like this. Nun kommt der Heiden Heiland, der Jungfrauen Kind erkannt, das sich von der alle Welt Gott zur Geburt ihm bestellt. I was very blown away by this recording, and I just felt, wow, I have to include this. Oh, now keep in mind, one of the reasons I mentioned in the first video, is I was going to do this work in German. The first version's in German. And so, in the original, everything's in German. Having a Bach chorale makes a special sense. And it's harkening back to this great composer and this theme in Christianity that we see with these people in the Nephites. They're waiting for Christ to come. Only for them, it's the first coming. And if it doesn't happen, then the unbelievers are going to kill them. Well, when I translated it into English for the English premiere, I decided to keep the German for 2 of the verses, because 1 is an homage to Bach and the original source, but 2 as an homage to the original version of this, and to the wonderful people that I was able to interact with in Vienna on this study abroad, both Latter-day Saints and other friends that I met. Just fantastic, beautiful people. And that study abroad was a sacred experience for me on many occasions, as well as an homage to my wonderful colleagues who were on that trip from BYU. One of whom, funny enough, actually married my younger brother. But anyway, so when you listen to this, you're going to hear a German text, and then choir singing in English, text from the story, and then German again. Trying to think of anything else that you need to know for this one. There's a spot where you're going to hear this theme. And that comes from later on. I added it in kind of retrospectively from a movement where Christ is talking about his gospel. And so it symbolizes, in the part of this movement where that happens, Mormon's talking about, he's talking about the coming of Christ, and they're waiting. And so it's hearkening forward to when Christ is going to come to the people and talk about why he came to earth. Other things about the music, I really tried when the choir sings in parts to have kind of a harkening back to the German chorale tradition, which is 4-part writing, very, very much like hymn writing that we see today. And then there's several times where it's unison, and that harkens back to the original chorale. When it was composed back in the 1500s, it would have been sung in unison by the congregations in the Lutheran faith. Trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. So I hope you enjoy listening to this movement. I'll post the link for the album in the description. And happy Easter. Happy to share more of the details behind this wonderful work. Toodaloo.